Fox denies involvement in a rumored new Vince McMahon wrestling promotion. On the 83 Weeks podcast with Conrad, he said he heard Vince was reaching out to experienced cameramen and producers and mentioned Fox as a partner. Fox denied all involvement.
That I do not believe Vince is starting a wrestling promotion. I don't know if he can. I don't know if he's allowed to start a wrestling promotion. I really don't know. I would imagine that if I'm TKO and I'm purchasing this company, I'm most likely going to have a non-compete for a long period of time. It's the same with like Triple H. If Triple H were to leave, the odds of him being able to start a wrestling promotion within the first year or two is impossible. I do not believe Vince is looking to get into the wrestling business. You know, it would be just like to think about it. Yeah. It would be interesting. What would happen? You know, like that would break the timeline of professional wrestling.
I think it would be fascinating to see who's a Vince loyalist. Now, if you're,
I think they all are. If they all are,
you think so,
dude? Even with everything, I would say more than half.
More than half of the rosters of Vince loyalists.
More than half,
men and women.
Men and women.
I think. Listen, like this is a nutty thing to think about. If this guy starts another wrestling company. But I will say this, my inference is it will have something to do with men and bodies. Doesn't have to be wrestling. It could be,
you know, what would a new Vince McMahon wrestling company in 2026, 2027 look like?
45 Mason Ryans.
Literally, you took it right out of my fucking mouth.
45 Mason
I'm
Ryans.
not even, dude, I'm not even kidding you. I'm not, we just had a telepathic conversation. I was literally going to say, they're all Mason Ryans.
They're all Mason Ryans. Just big dudes, big handsome guys.
I think.
And Brock Lesnar.
I think it becomes, I would expect like guys like Undertaker.
And all the blonde women. And that's
Undertaker and like those guys. Like I think it would become, you would have some of those old timers, and the rest of those guys would become like models.
Yes.
It would just be the most beautiful people ever. Yeah. And then like a couple uggos.
Bodybuildings.
And like a couple big, like Yokozunas.
He does like his big boys sometimes, you know, like an
Can I just say something that I just realized?
Is it wrestling related?
Is it wrestling related?
Well, it's related to this conversation.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Both my baby cousins, one's name is Ryan, the other's name is Mason.
That is
interesting.
That is a great stoned thought at 10:48 in the morning. You know what? You get a reggae horn for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know what it would look like. I don't know if you would want to go into that venture. I know that he's starting some sort of media company.
It's just called Men.
That's it.
Maybe that's
I want you to show me your butt.
We're living in an insane timeline right now, regardless. Would you be shocked if all of a sudden you wake up on Monday morning and the headline and the Wall Street Journal is Vince McMahon starts new company called Men?
I would not. I would expect that for sure. But here's the story. He's not starting a wrestling company. I don't think he can. I find I don't.
You're flabbergasted.
I am because I am and I'm not because like if I'm, in his mind, I'm sure he's like I want to fuck these people. I want to wrestle. But I mean, what would it be? Who would he partner with? He's 80 years old. This man is not the same Vince. His name is very much muddied in media. I cannot see this happening. I think this was a lot of hearsay happening in wrestling and people speculating what Vince would do. The old Vince would do.
The old Vince.
I mean, this old Vince does a lot of bad stuff too. So I don't know.
Like older Vince.
Like yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it's just gonna be called Men.
Tico,
it's gonna be called Slime.
If you enjoyed these videos, hit the subscribe button and follow us everywhere podcasts are available.